running out of time. Streets, homes, a house, boots for fun, debts I'll pay. And you all know what we'll trade. I got my foot on the pedal, it's what we know. To burn down hometown, one last show, I'm leaving. It's falling in love. I'm leaving. I've never felt so free. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I'm with you. It happens all the time. Did you ever get this feeling like me? You're gonna change. Come down from the mountain, it's the same. Nothing feels like a losing, like staying the same. I'm not waiting for a moment or a break in the rain. It's time to leave, you just stay with me. Time to leave. I've never felt so free. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I'm with you. It happens all the time. Happens all the time. It happens all the time. I'm with you. It happens all the time.
Oh, thank you so much. We just put out a record this last week. Feel free to go check it out on Spotify. The song's called Keeps On Raining.
None of these sounds here you hurt me, no. None of the fears I feel. None of the scars I picked up lately wanna heal. Singing songs in every wrong key. I'm singing words that never rhyme. Being up there at the marquee and running out of time. But it keeps on raining. It keeps on raining. Am I out of my mind? It keeps on raining. For once in my life, I wanna cut out every line. It keeps on raining. Keeps on raining. So I wrote a letter to the paper roll that no one here will read. I sang a song into a bottle, threw it in the sea. And all of these people here are empty, but just like you and me. Your destiny is calling. I wish you'd let me be, 'cause it keeps on raining. Keeps on raining. Am I out of my mind? Keeps on raining. For once in my life, I wanna cut out every line. It keeps on raining. Keeps on raining. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. The storm will break our hearts up. It'll break us right in two. Yeah. It'll break us. It's on raining. It just keeps on raining. Am I out of my mind? It keeps on raining. Oh, for once in my life, I wanna cut out every line, but it keeps on raining. It keeps on raining.
Thank you so much.
Jenkins, what is up, y'all? Thanks for letting us be a part of your day. My name is Carter Hulsey, and like they said, y'all, we're based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And twice a year, we get to partner with an organization called Funding the Future. And sometimes we're really lucky we get to partner with some other people, like y'all's Secretary of State. Give a round of applause for Brad Raffensperger's office and Tricia specifically, who's here today. Yeah. Because y'all, we're a normal band. We normally play shows at night at clubs and theaters all across the country. But twice a year, we get to do this. And we come to high schools and play some songs. And then we talk about financial literacy, which is something that's really important to us. So I mean it when I say thank you for letting us be a part of your day. Also, like Taylor over there said, we just put out a record last week. So we're going to play a couple songs off of that. This next one is called Never Left Town. Shake me away. Are you going to the party? I'm cutting a new key, so don't leave without me. So do me a favor and check the radar. If they're calling for snow, we should probably take a night. I've spent most of my life sitting around and waiting out a good time. I should have never left town. I just had nowhere else to go. And we got cold weather. I finally wrote a few things down, things you deserve to know. Hard to hold you. Seeing me now, it's holding it together. I hate the DJ, I hate the songs played. I'm sure your friends are fine, I just can't hear a thing they're saying. Gonna walk home, I can find my car keys on the table, I just always lose. I should have never left town, I just had nowhere else to go. We got cold weather. I finally wrote a few things down, things you deserve to know. Hard to hold you. Seeing me now, it's holding it together. There's a baby in the back, sleeping on the bed. There's a woman in my back, sneaking out the window. I walk in nameless to God's basements, try and talk things over. I hope the punchline is hard times, it's me and staying sober. Because eventually, it seems like everything gets away from me. I should have never left town, I just had nowhere else to go. And we got cold weather. Finally wrote a few things down, things you deserve to know. You're hard to hold. Seeing me now, it's holding it together. Shake me away. Are you going to the party?
Thank you very much, Jenkins.
Thanks, y'all. I want to take just a second to introduce everybody up here. I've been fortunate enough since I was y'all's age to play music with my best friend. So I want to introduce them, and you can give them a round of applause because I promise they deserve it. On my right, your left, out of Joplin, Missouri on the bass guitar, give a round of applause for Mr. Taylor McPhee. Back there on the drums, out of Los Angeles, California, please give a round of applause for Mr. Cody Root. Then on my left, your right, out of Nashville, Tennessee, my best buddy since kindergarten. Give a round of applause for Mr. Scott Farrick. Sweet. This is one more new one off that new record we put out. If you like anything you hear, if you just look on Apple Music or Spotify and search Carter Holsey, you can get all the stuff we're playing right now. This next one is called Almost Disappeared. The river's over its banks now. The painting goes past the frame. I mean, most of it's where it should be, but I'm scared of the parts that ain't. The doctor gave you 6 months a year ago today. It's like you said your goodbyes at the party, but now your ride's running away. You and me, summer fling, it's been going on for years. Check out 7-Eleven, but it's noon still. Quarter that you swallowed, it's now behind my head. The song that you sang almost disappeared. Turning off all the lights here, I am looking for your ghost. They say this house is haunted, but it feels like we're alone. We call it a decade later, a number you no longer own. If time is another dimension, we'll see who picks up the phone. You and me, summer flame, what's been going on for you? Check out 7-Eleven, but it's been still. Quarter that you swallowed, it's now behind my head. The song that you sang, almost disappeared. Said I needed saving. You went down Turnbull Creek, but when I came up from the water, I couldn't feel that I'm still carrying all these voices in my head. And it's hard to find the right home when you're so away. You and me, summer flame, it's been going on. This motel makes me nervous. Touch your finger to that wood. Quarter that you swallowed, it's now behind my head. The song that you sang almost disappeared. Almost disappeared.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thanks, y'all. We got one song left. I'm going to ask for a tiny bit of crowd participation on this one. I'm going to teach you the chorus, and it's super simple. And let's divide the room in half. So if y'all are on this side or kind of this side of the middle section, y'all are with me. The only word we have to know is O. If y'all are on the other side, y'all are with Taylor. Tell you what y'all's word.
The only word we have to know is hey.
And I got to say this real quick. This is the middle of the third week of tour for us. And every single day, Taylor's side is unbelievably louder than my side. So no pressure, but it would be nice to win one just once. Here's the chorus, really simple. It goes like this. It goes, lay down the night, oh, and don't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Hey, gonna let it all go. One more time. Lay down the night, oh, and don't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Okay. It's a jump back, I'm making your way into the boot stack, pulling away from your old path. We got something new. It's a right now, I'm walking away from the old crowd, headed straight downtown. We got something real, real loud. Here it is. Lay down the night, oh, don't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Hey, gonna let it all go. Lay down the night, oh, don't say sorry, I'll look down, don't stop this.
That was pretty good. I bet you can get a little bit louder on the next one, yeah?
It's a backbreaker, grind it out for the big taste, sticking around for the remake, cause what we've got is new. It's a big time, a shout out to the old times, a double back with these scrapers around, borrow, beg, and steal. Here it is. Lay down the night, oh, I won't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Hey, gonna let it all go. Lay down the night, oh, I won't say sorry. Hey, I'll look down and on the sky. Two, three, four, lay down the night, oh, I won't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Hey, gonna let it all go. Lay down the night, oh, I won't say sorry. Hey, I'll look down and gonna stop.
One more time, loud as you can.
Lay down the night, oh, I won't say sorry, I'm feeling all right. Hey, gonna let it all go. Lay down the night, I won't say sorry. Hey, I'll look down and won't stop me.
Thank you so very much. Don't you go anywhere now.
We're going to play a quick video and I'll be right back. Thanks, y'all. Jenkins High School. Give one more round of applause, please, for Scott Farrick, Taylor McPhee, Cody Root on the drums. Yeah. I also want to welcome our friends from Clayton County joining us on the live stream and Georgia Cyber Economy. Thanks for being here today. And one more round of applause, y'all, for y'all's Secretary of State. This is Tricia over here. They're the reason that our whole week of shows is happening in Georgia this week. So give them a round of applause. Yeah. Y'all, again, my name is Carter Hulsey. Like they said, we're based out of Nashville, Tennessee, and twice a year I get to partner with an organization called Funding the Future. And we travel coast to coast, from New York City to Los Angeles, California, and everywhere in between. And we stop at high schools, and we talk to young people about something called financial literacy. And I know what some of y'all are thinking. This sounds like it's going to be boring. This sounds like it doesn't apply to me. Some of you are rightfully thinking, there's no way this dude is qualified to talk about this. I totally get that, because I would have thought the exact same thing when I was y'all's age. But first off, all financial literacy means it's understanding money. It's understanding that money is a tool, that money is something you can use to get to where you want to go in life faster and easier. I'm here today, guys, because when I was growing up in Joplin, Missouri, in an auditorium not as nice as this one, and when I was in high school, we had 0 classes on financial literacy. My mother has been a community banker most of my life. We never talked about money at home. I've had some of the best friends in the world since elementary school. We never talked about money. I don't know why, but for my generation, money has been a taboo subject. And to me, that's crazy, because I would argue financial literacy is as important as every single thing y'all are learning about today. I'm going to talk about 5 really basic money things. Guys, all of this is stuff that I learned the hard way. All of this is from dumb things I did with money or mistakes I made because I didn't know or I didn't care. And if I can come to your school today and put up a slide about how I got into credit card debt, and then one person in this auditorium avoids that, it's all worth it to me. I can look at that slide. I don't feel bad. I'm not embarrassed by it, because for me, life's about sharing our experiences with each other and growing from them. So that's what I want to do. I want y'all to have an easier time than I did. I know I'm talking to some young people right now that know exactly where they want to go to college, or they know exactly what career field they want to go into right after high school. I know I'm also talking to some young people that have no idea what they want to do after high school. Both those things are fine, but I promise y'all, money will affect every aspect of your life moving forward. And if you can start thinking about this stuff right now, those places you want to go in life, those things you want to do, I swear you will get there faster and easier. Here's the 60-second version of how I got to this stage today. When I graduated high school, most of my friends went to college. I think college is the right choice for a lot of people. But for me in high school, I was already in a band with Scott and Taylor. We'd already put out a couple records. We were already touring every summer. So I got in the van with my best friends, and we just started touring. We started playing music. And I have made a living playing music ever since then. It's been awesome. I've gotten to travel all over the world. I've met amazing people. I have stories I wouldn't trade for anything. But I'll also tell you that until I got some financial literacy in my life, I was not headed in the direction I thought I was headed. I was not going towards where I thought I was going. My plan, like everybody else in the entertainment business, was to quote unquote make it big one day. I still don't know what that means. But what I thought it meant was one day we're going to get a record deal and that'll change everything. Or one day we're going to get a song on the radio. One day I'm going to have a song in a movie. All those things have happened to us and they've been cool, but none of it changed our life. Truly, this stuff that I'm about to talk about right now is what made things start getting better for me, for the band, and for my family. So that's why I'm here. I want you all to have a better time than I did. First thing I want to talk about, I won't call on you, but raise your hand if you know what a credit score is. Great. Okay, so a little less than half of y'all. Y'all, check this out. When I was your age and until about like 25 years old, I had a credit card. I was in credit card debt, and I had no idea what a credit score was, which is crazy. So if you're like me in high school, don't know what a credit score is, I'm going to put you about 7 years ahead of where I was when I was y'all's age. Credit score, all it is, it's like a report card for how good you are with money. The reason a credit score is important is, one, everybody gets one. The second you start paying a bill in your name, like most of you, if you're like me, once I got a cell phone in high school and I started to have to pay that cell phone bill, I was also issued a credit score. AT&T started letting the credit score people know whether or not I was paying my bill. That's the first reason it's important. Everybody gets one and it stays with you forever. The second reason it's important is because if you have a good credit score, you will pay less for things in life. Like I said, it's a point system. Everybody gets one and it starts right around 560 points. The highest it can go is 850. The lowest it can go is 300. Paying your bills on time, in full, every single time will slowly make your credit score go up. Things that will hurt your credit score, obviously the opposite of that, not paying your bills on time, not paying your bills in full, or for me, specifically credit card debt. Y'all, credit card debt screwed up my credit score before I even knew what a credit score was. Here's one example. of why credit score matters. Let's say right after this show, we pack up, and let's say for whatever reason, Taylor and I, the guy that was playing bass, let's say we both want to go buy a car. So we get in the van, we stop at the first car lot we see, we both get out, and we're both standing side by side at this car lot, both looking at this car. Price tag says $23,000. I don't have $23,000 in my wallet to just buy a car. I'm assuming Taylor doesn't have $23,000 in his backpack to just buy a car. So like most people, Taylor and I will call our local bank and ask to take out a car loan from them. Here's how that works. Taylor calls his bank, says, hey, I'm down here at this car lot. I'm looking at this car. It's $23,000. I'd like to borrow the money from you. And that banker says, that's great, Taylor. We're going to put you on hold real quick. The first thing that banker does when they put Tay on hold is they check his credit score. Let's say Taylor's good with money. Taylor's got financial literacy. Tay pays his bills on time. Taylor doesn't have credit card debt. So they get back on the phone. They're like, hey, Taylor, great news. We just ran your credit. It's great. It's like $730. We're going to let you borrow the money for that car, and we're going to charge you 4% interest. That was another thing. When I was y'all's age, I was like, that sounds complicated. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not. All interest is, that's a little bit of money. The bank's got to charge you to let you borrow the $23,000. And that 4% number directly determined by Tay's credit score. 4% interest on a $23,000 car is an extra $2,500. So now Tay gets his car loan. He pays it back a little bit every month over 5 years. And then at the end of 5 years, he's got this car for $25,500. Price of the car plus interest. That's what a car loan looks like with a good credit score. Well, let's say Tay hands me his phone. I call the exact same bank. I talk to the exact same person, and it's me at 20 years old with no financial literacy, already in credit card debt, has no idea what a credit score is. And they run my credit, and they're like, hey, Carter, we just ran your credit. It's kind of low. It's like $599. My credit score is telling that bank I'm not very good with money. My credit score tells that bank it's going to be more difficult for them to get their money back from me than it was from Taylor. So they'll still let me borrow the $23,000, but with a $599 credit score, they're going to charge me 15% interest. 15% interest on the exact same car is $10,000. So now at the end of 5 years, Taylor and I would have the exact same car, but if I got a bad credit score, I will pay $7,500 more for that car than Taylor. Y'all, that is why a credit score matters. When you buy a car, they're going to check your credit score. When you buy a house one day, they're going to check your credit score. When you want to move into your first apartment, they're going to check your credit score. Some of you are going to buy an engagement ring one day. They're going to check your credit score. Knowing what a credit score is half the battle. Now y'all are literally 7 years ahead of where I was when I was your age. I'm going to talk about local banks in 1 second. Those banks can show you your credit score, and they can show you ways to make it go up. But the second thing I want to talk about, number 2, how I screwed up my credit score, credit card debt. Y'all, there is a reason credit card companies spend billions of dollars every year advertising to just you. Just 18 to 25-year-olds. There's a reason for that. They know that y'all are just starting your money journey. Financial literacy might not be at the top of all y'all's priorities. So they advertise like crazy to y'all because they want you to sign up for a credit card. There's a reason when you go to college, a lot of you freshman orientation, day 1, there's going to be pop-up tents all over campus with credit card companies asking you to sign up for a credit card. There's a reason when I turned 18 in Missouri, credit card companies started sending me credit cards in the mail with my name on them. Said pre-approved. All I had to do was just sign a little piece of paper and I had a credit card. When I got my first credit card, I kind of knew how they worked and I kind of didn't. Here's how they work. You sign up for a credit card, you get what's called a credit limit. So let's say I sign up for this credit card, I get a credit limit of $100. And let's say I'm online looking for a pair of shoes. I see this pair of shoes, it's $100. I'm like, that's great. I have a $100 credit limit. Type in my credit card info. Nike sends me the shoes. And then that credit card company says, hey, Carter, in 30 days, we're going to send you a bill for that $100. And at 20 years old, I'm like, I'll have $100 in 30 days, no problem. $3 a day, yeah, I can do that. And most of the time I did pay my credit card bill off every month because I knew you were supposed to do that. But I also remember exactly where I was the first time I didn't pay my credit card off in full. I owed Bank of America about $1,200. That was my credit card bill. And I'm like scrolling around in the app, and I had $1,200 in my checking account, but I also had some other bills coming up. I was like, golly, man, that's going to be most of my money. But I'm scrolling around in the app, and they have another button underneath that balance of $1,200 that says, make a minimum payment, $100. I'm like, well, that sounds great. That little make a minimum payment button is credit card companies' entire business model. It is how our country is $1 trillion in credit card debt. And I remember exactly where I was when I hit that button. I was like, $100, I'll deal with this later. Whether or not I read the fine print when I signed up for that credit card, what I agreed to is, hey, if I don't pay this off at the end of the month, you can start charging me interest. Credit card interest is way different than a local bank charging a little bit of interest for a car loan. Credit card interest goes up to 25%. So if I got this, let's say I owe them $100 and I'm not making any payments, or, I miss some payments, 25% is $25. So now I owe them $100 for the shoes and $25 in interest. But the next month when they go to charge me interest again, it's not just on the $100. They use compound interest. What that means is I owe them $100 for the shoes, $25 for interest last month, and then they charge me 25% interest on $125. And the next month they add it all together and they do it again. That is how easy it is to get into credit card debt. I have been there, y'all. It stinks. One of my favorite authors from Atlanta, his name's John Hope Bryant. He says, being poor is expensive. I have been poor. I know what that's like. I also remember where I was when I decided to get out of credit card debt. It was the summertime, and I was like, all right, I owe a lot of money to Bank of America, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out how to get out of this. And it was a year-long ordeal where I'm picking up every extra shift at work. I'm playing random awkward gigs in hotel lobbies with my acoustic guitar. I'm doing extra chores around the house, everything I can to get out of credit card debt. And I did it. It took about a year. People do it every day, but I'm here to tell y'all, if you can avoid credit card debt, it's the best thing ever. I wasted so much time and so much money getting out of credit card debt. And if you can avoid it, again, best thing ever. Third thing I want to talk about, easiest way to avoid credit card debt. If you listen to anything I say today, listen to this part right here. As soon as you can, go to a local bank here or a local credit union and open a checking and a savings account. Checking accounts rule because checking accounts come with a debit card. I know y'all know how a debit card works, but I'm going to tell you, once I got out of credit card debt, put my credit card away and started to just use a debit card, my life got better. Debit cards only let you spend the money you have in your account. If I've got $75 in my checking account and I go to use my debit card to buy that $100 pair of shoes, my card's going to get declined. I've had it happen. It's embarrassing. But the good thing is I will not have spent money I didn't have. If I spend $100 on my credit card and don't have it, that's me messing with other people's money. And I'm here to tell y'all from personal experience, those credit card companies get their money back, and it stinks. A debit card is a safe way for you to start to see your relationship with money. What it looked like for me was we'd play a show, I'd get paid, I'd put the money in my checking account. Then on the way to the next show, we'd stop at a music store for strings or drumsticks or whatever. I'd use my debit card so I'd see the money go out. Then we'd play another show, I'd get paid, I'd put the money in my checking account. Then we'd stay at a hotel, I'd use my debit card. I slowly got to see my money go in and out. I slowly got to see how I spent money. It took me an embarrassing amount of time to realize that, yeah, we're in a band and it's a lot of fun and this is great, but we're also a small business. So I have things I have to spend money on. We got to have gas in the van. We have to have a place to sleep every night. All of us have to get paid every week. I also, with my debit card and looking at my bank app, started to see the stuff I didn't need to spend money on. I don't have to get out of the van every time we stop at a gas station. I don't need the new iPhone every year. I do not need all the stuff that's advertised to me on social media. Once I started to get this little pause before I spent every dollar I made, once I started to think, before I spent some money, do I need this thing or do I just want this thing? And sometimes I'd be like, all right, well, I just want this, but am I going to want this same thing a week from now or a month from now or a year from now? Once I had that little pause, I started to have a little bit of money left over at the end of the month. And that's when the second thing at that local bank comes in handy, the savings account. Y'all, opening a savings account and putting some money in it is literally you investing in your future. It's literally you saying, I believe in myself. Because I'm here to tell y'all, it doesn't necessarily matter how much money's coming in. With no financial literacy, it will go right back out the door. I was on one of the biggest tours of my life when I was 23. We played every house of blues in America that year. It was awesome. Made a lot of money. And I remember when April came around the next year, and I'm on TurboTax trying to figure out how to pay my taxes, and I have no money left over to pay my taxes. I'm like, how did that just happen? I just made more money than I've ever made in my life, and I have nothing left to pay my taxes. It's because I didn't have any financial literacy. I spent it all. I was like, more money's going to keep coming in, no problem. I just spent everything I made. Guys, 68% of all Major League Baseball players broke 5 years after they leave the MLB. 70% of all NFL players broke 5 years after they leave the NFL. 70% of lottery winners broke 7 years after they win the lottery. Can you imagine that after winning a couple $100 million, having nothing left 7 years later? I've never had $100 million, but I've definitely spent everything I've made. I'm just like those statistics. But if you have financial literacy and a lot of money, those things together, you can do awesome stuff. Beyonce is one of my favorite examples of financial literacy because not only is she incredibly talented, amazing songwriter, really smart businesswoman, she also has hundreds of millions of dollars and financial literacy. And because of that, she works with 31 charities all across the world. She gives her time and her money to people everywhere. She works with the United Way. She works at the Boys and Girls Club. She works with Make-A-Wish Foundation. She works with Music Cares. That's financial literacy. Chance the Rapper, another great example of financial literacy. Chance the Rapper's given $3.2 million back to Chicago public schools, back to the schools he came from. He gives money to their after-school care, gives money to their band, gives money to mental health programs at that high school. That's financial literacy. Post Malone, another great example. Post Malone, like his music, hate his music. The dude's kind of a goofball, but he's got financial literacy. Post Malone got the same phone call every musician got March of 2020, which was, hey, there's this thing called COVID coming. All your shows are canceled until we figure out what's going on. We got to cancel all your tours. Post Malone knew he was okay. He knew he had money in the bank. He got his band together. They went to his house. They started live streaming all those shows. They raised a ton of money. They put out a little digital tip jar, raised tens of millions of dollars, and then gave all of that money away. He let his fans pick the nonprofits it went to. Because Post Malone has financial literacy. He knew he was all right. We're based out of Nashville. We're friends with a lot of people that play in those big country bands. And I'm here to tell y'all, almost every one of my friends got paid their full salary all of COVID. Because those country stars have financial literacy. I remember where I was when I got that phone call. I was in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Our booking agent called. She said, hey, I know you got 2 months worth of tour coming up, but we got to cancel it all. I was with those guys over there, and we started driving back from Wyoming to Tennessee, which is a long drive. We start brainstorming. We're like, all right, what are we going to do? That was 2 months worth of work. How do we keep playing shows? How do we keep, working with organizations like Funding the Future? So like most bands, we're like, all right, we're going to live stream. But we were really fortunate because Scott, who was playing the guitar and is also running sound and doing a million other things, is really good with computers and already knew a lot about live streaming. So he said, hey, I think I can build us like a live stream studio. So that's what we did. We just let him go for it. He went to Home Depot, bought all the lumber, everything, and made an entire set. Here's some footage of it. He built these like giant green screens. He bought all the cameras, all the lights. He built 2 supercomputers. It was awesome. It cost about $15,000. Took a couple months to do. And then from that live stream studio that Scott built, we did 65 shows over the next 2 years. We let other bands use it. We let other speakers use it. And the cool part about that story for me is not that we had $15,000 to build something like this. The cool part about that story for me is that because I've made money a little part of my day, because I think about money, because I do stuff that's kind of boring, but I make budgets before every tour, because I've made financial literacy a part of my day, we had some money set aside to build something like this. Because if that had been me at 20 years old that got that phone call that all of our shows were canceled, I wouldn't have had any money in the bank. I was in credit card debt back then. I would have had to have gone home to Tennessee, applied for any job that would have hired me, and started working immediately because I'd be trying to pay off my credit card or at least stay afloat. Financial literacy gave us a path forward, y'all. If you can start thinking about this right now, it'll change your life. 2 things left I'm going to talk about, then I'm done. Raise your hand if you know what a payday lender is. Great. Y'all, this makes me pretty happy. All of you don't know what a payday lender is because in Georgia, they're illegal. 24 other states, they're illegal. But where I live in Tennessee and 25 other states in the United States, they are not illegal and they are everywhere. Here's what they look like. It's when you're driving through town, things look normal, everything looks fine, and then you see usually like really brightly painted buildings. They usually have signs all over them, stuff that says like quick cash here, no credit check, or quick and easy loans. They also have signs saying that say open 24 hours a day. Guys, any financial place that is open 24 hours a day, places like that are counting on you and me to get down on our luck, walk into their doors and borrow some money. And they make it look super easy. They make it look like, hey, this is just a normal loan. No worries. These places are not banks. These loans are not easy. They're called payday loans because all you have to do is show them, hey, yeah, I got a job. I'm going to get a payday, quote unquote, in 2 weeks. That's all you have to show them, and they'll let you borrow some money. Regardless of whether or not you pay that loan back in time, which is 2 weeks, you're going to pay a lot of interest. If you miss a payment or do not pay in full, the interest goes through the roof. Where I live, payday loans, 400% interest. Where Taylor lives in Missouri, 650% interest. There are states in this country where there are not even caps on how much interest a payday lender can charge. It's crazy. I had a buddy take out one of these loans. Took out a $1,000 payday loan. And he got behind, and he started missing a couple of shifts at work and had some other bills come up. I saw the paperwork. I saw what it did to him and his family. $1,000. So he still owes the payday lender $1,000, but in Tennessee, 400%, that's another $4,000 in interest. Now he owes them $5,000. These places are crazy. They set up right outside military bases. They advertise in high school newspapers. They're all over the internet. I'm from Joplin, Missouri. That's where I grew up. And in 2011, we had a tornado come through. Killed over 160 people, destroyed a third of my hometown. There's a Netflix documentary about it right now, I think. And I remember after that tornado came through, a couple months afterwards, I'm sitting with a friend in what used to be their neighborhood. And now it's just concrete slabs and trees with no branches. And we're seeing some local businesses come back, seeing some people start to rebuild their homes. We're also seeing these payday lenders pop up, payday lenders that had never been in my hometown before, because they go where they think people are hurting or they think people are struggling, where they think people feel like they have nowhere else to turn. And again, they make it look real easy to borrow some money. There are more payday lenders in the South than Starbucks and McDonald's combined. The point is, y'all, do everything you can to never go to one of these places. That local bank where you've got your checking and savings account, that local bank can let you borrow a little bit of money if you get into a tight spot. They'll charge you a little bit of interest, but it's way better than ever going to a payday lender. All right, rant over. Last thing I'm going to talk about. I say this part for last because it's my favorite part. I say this part for last because, when we first started talking, I was talking about credit score and how even if you have a good credit score and you go to take out a car loan, that bank is going to charge you a little bit of interest, which is fine. That's how the car loan works. But that is technically that bank making a little bit of money with your money. Or God forbid, I get into credit card debt again, and I'm paying off my credit card and paying 25% interest. That is that credit card company making money with my money. But I'm here to tell y'all there are things you and I can do right now to where we're the ones that start making money with our money, to where we're the ones that start making money while we sleep. If you ever wonder how rich people get rich, I'm going to show you one of the very first steps they all take. Because when we started this nonprofit 7 years ago, we went to 100 financial advisors all across the United States and Canada, and we said, all right, we're talking to high schoolers, and we're going to tell them about payday lenders. We're going to tell them about credit cards. But what's the one place you would tell them to start putting money to let it start earning money for them? Where's the one place you tell them to invest? Almost every single one of them said, tell those young people what a Roth IRA is. So that's what I'm going to do, and we're going to end with this. A Roth IRA, it stands for Individual Retirement Account. I know what some of y'all are thinking. Retirement, hey, Carter, I'm in high school. I haven't even started working yet. The thing about these accounts is they're pretty cool, because if you can start thinking about something like this right now, you can start thinking about a retirement account at your age. It will change your life. Here's how they work. You go to that local bank where you got your checking and savings account. You're like, hey, this dude came to my school. He's talking about opening some kind of retirement account. Can you open one of those for me? And they'll say, absolutely. Because there are people at these banks where all they do all day, literally their only job is to figure out how to make your money make more money. And they do that by taking it and they invest it for you. And they do something called diversification. What that means is if you put in $100 to one of these accounts, they're going to take $1 and put it into 100 different things. Companies and different investments that over time always grow at a minimum of 6%. I know we're looking at the stock market right now and it's a little turbulent, but I've had one of these accounts for a really long time. And mine, for a while was growing at 12%. I haven't looked in a second, but over time they always grow at a minimum of 6%. And I know what you're thinking, 6%. Carter, that doesn't sound like nothing. Put in $100, 6%, $6, that's not going to change my life. The cool thing about these accounts is they, like the credit card companies, use compound interest. Only this time, you're the one that benefits. Over time, they start paying you interest on the money you put in and the interest they're paying you. With enough time, check this out. Let's say at 18 years old, you start putting $50 a week into one of these accounts. And you do that from 18 until you're 65, $50 a week. That means over that amount of time, you will put $122,000 of your own money into one of those accounts. And then at 65, when you go back to that bank and you're like, all right, I'm ready to cash out. I put in $120,000. It's supposed to grow at 6%. That didn't sound like much. That banker is going to hand you $652,000. Yeah, crazy, right? Because your $100,000 with enough time, even at 6% interest, grew $500,000. But here's why we're talking to high schoolers. Because if you're like me at 18 and you're like, I'm going to do this later. I got other stuff I want to spend $50 a week on right now. Let's say you wait until you're 24. That 650 goes down to 445,000. If you wait till you're 30, that 650 goes down to 300,000. more than cut in half. Y'all, the point is, the reason we're here today, the reason your school said yes to letting a rock and roll band come, the reason we partnered with y'all's Secretary of State, the reason we do this is because if we can just get the conversation about money started with y'all right now, just thinking about money a little bit, I promise it'll change your life. I know that if somebody had come to my school when I was y'all's age, I would have had an easier time. So I'm not saying, run down the hall saying how much you just made waiting tables or how much you just made mowing lawns, but I am saying find a couple people in your life, start talking to them about this stuff, start thinking about money. The Secretary of State's office is leaving y'all with these little pamphlets that have a ton of information about everything I just talked about. I'm leaving your teachers with a little postcard. On one side of that postcard is a website that you can go to and learn as much about any of this stuff as you want. Again, the point is make money a little part of your day right now. Start thinking about it a little bit right now. And those places you want to go in life, those things you want to do, you will get there faster and easier. Give yourselves a round of applause for listening to me talk about money for 20 minutes. Thank you. I'm going to bring Taylor and Cody back out here. We've got just a couple minutes. We're going to play one more song, but also if anybody has a question about anything I just talked about, like money, or if anybody has a question about music, while we get ready to play one more song, raise your hand and we'll call on you. If anybody's got a question, let us know.
Be brave. Oh, is that your hand raised in the back? I'm sorry. Yep. Say that the last part of it. With the credit union. Yeah.
Yeah, it's different state to state, but yes, if you go to your local credit union here, they can either open one for you or point you to the place to do it. I know you can in Tennessee, where we're from. And actually, y'all, I think they're going to dismiss you to the buses right now. So I'm going to have somebody from your school come up and dismiss y'all. But
great question.
Thank you again. Give yourselves a round of applause for being awesome. We appreciate y'all.
All right, let's keep it going. Give a warrior clap. Good job. All right, it's about that time. So what we're going to do in an organized fashion, guys, all of the warriors right here in this section who ride a school bus home. If you can go ahead and rise up, please. Only this section, nobody on this side, please stand up. If you ride the school bus home, you're gonna come over by Mr. Baker, you're gonna exit out this door and go straight to the bus route. Only if you ride the school bus and you're in this section, going home. That's it, that's all. This far section over here, anybody who rides a school bus, nobody in the middle, just the far section. If you ride the school bus home, with urgency. At this point, there should be nobody going out those doors. Ms. Thompson and Coach Holland are gonna stop it so they can try it. School bus, please, please. You're going straight to the school bus ramp. Now, all my folks in the middle who ride the school bus home, only if you ride the school bus. Only if you ride the school bus home. If you get caught roaming the hallways, guess what we'll see next school year? Hey, I promise you, it's like a minute and 30 seconds left. Straight to the bus round. You all have a great afternoon. It's like, give me 90 seconds. 2:28, right? Yes. As you guys begin to exit, excuse me, I want you guys to look to your left or your right. And make sure you don't have no trash around you guys, please. I'm watching my watch, y'all, I promise. It's like 2:29 and like 30 seconds. 28. So, yeah, just hold on. You know what I'm saying? Less than 2 minutes. It's 2:29, right? Yeah. See? Time. Can I get my car riders? Car riders, you get put in the back, right? Go ahead and exit out. You're on this section right here. This section right here, please. We gotta be organized a little bit. Car riders on this side, come on. Any walkers? Anybody walk on? Miss Thompson.